members of the board. Gary Hallen with the Community Development and Housing Department. Today is to obtain public comments and consider any changes to our proposed 2019-2020 HUD Annual Action Plan.
One of the requirements of the community grant application is to have a qualified quaternary entry system that meets HUD's requirements. The agency does not. Since 2016, I've turned to Office of Homeless Services, this board, Interagency Council of Homelessness, as well as the county CEO, and provided documentation. I was ignored. The problem has increased. The only difference is that the agency continues to receive funds for services they do not qualify for. And I'd like to remind you, Homeless Veterans Funds was taken away to give for the quaternary entry system. The county is 5 years behind schedule in ending homeless veterans. The quaternary entry system is broken, and it doesn't just affect the homeless getting into housing. It impacts our children's and the college students' future for them having a healthy foundation because of the lack of services. There was a report, not from the agency, but from the Grant Review Committee, stating that we do have a broken system, and nothing was done, but this board did give the agency more funds, as well as the Interagency Council of Homeless. So I would appreciate it if you would reconsider portion of the item as it relates to Inland Empire United Way 211 and to audit the agency. Thank you. On September 2015, the ICH, which is the Interagency Council of Homeless, they approved to award Inland Empire United Way 211 service as sole quaternary entry system provider. I experienced a bad experience with 211. I was helping a veteran, and the delay in answering my call created a more emotional depression for my veteran. He felt nobody cared. So of course I went ahead and sent an email to the agency. 211 Director Gary Madden replied. He apologized for my 7 minutes wait. He doesn't have much of a system. It's mostly loose and disorganized. These are his exact words. So I couldn't understand why the agency received the sole contract for services they're unable to provide, and it's harming our veterans. I had no idea what a quaternary entry system. Many people don't know what that is. So I did a little bit checking, and I found out it's mandated by HUD to have that system in place to help end our homeless crisis. What I also uncovered, the agency's erroneous reports from 2014 to 2016. I turned to Office of Homeless Services. Manager Tom Hernandez, his new title is now the Chief of Homeless Services. I provided him with documentation why the agency did not qualify to be the sole source contractor for the quaternary entry system. And they told me I would meet with county council, and all he did was placate me. I came to the board and provided them reports from 2014 to 2016. My latest erroneous report is the fourth quarter of 2018, and they're not doing anything about it. Those reports are also used to apply for funding, and they're supposed to be accurate, and they're not. In April, I heard a young homeless man committed suicide, so I came to the Board of Supervisors meeting and requested an audit on the grounds the agency did not qualify to be the provider. I'm ignored. I've even reported that I was bullied. What my county supervisor, Kurt Hagman's staff, told me, he doesn't consider me being bullied because it mostly happens in schools with the kids. There's a lot of corruption in the Interagency Council of Homeless. I've also reported it here to the board so they can investigate, correct it. No, they continue to ignore it. The problem has increased. Housing providers have lost their HUD funding due to the corruption in the Interagency Council of Homelessness. And I'm not saying anything I cannot prove. I would wish they would honor my request to audit the agency. And not only that, but to open the contract for providers that can perform to help end the homeless population. What I'm hoping for this takeaway for this interview, if other people will start speaking up and holding our county supervisors accountable for their actions, because they have been notified with the documentation and they failed their own duties to see that our homeless populations in this community is safe. Their voting members write to their state senators, hold them accountable too, as well as audit this county. That's a big one. Audit them, and you're going to find a lot of wasted dollars.